If you're hearing the Springfield Elementary Band butcher another national anthem, don't panic. This is just your official welcome to the ultimate ranking of every major Springfield resident from worst to best.
Ow, 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 ow.
We're counting down from the bottom, which means we're starting with the characters that probably shouldn't even be allowed to live in a cartoon. Welcome to the F tier.
Ralphie, easy. Give Daddy back his hat.
No surprises here, the absolute bottom spot goes to crazy cat lady, Eleanor Abernathy. And look, it's not because she's crazy, it's just, what does she actually do? Her entire gimmick is yelling gibberish and throwing cats. That's it. Not funny enough to carry a scene, not tragic enough to feel anything for. She's basically just chaos in human form. And not even the fun kind. We're all for absurd characters, but there's gotta be something to latch onto. She's just making noise. Coming right up behind her is Herbert Powell. Yup, Homer's long-lost half-brother. This guy could have been a cool long-term character. Instead, he borrowed money from Homer, let him ruin his company, then came crawling back years later to do the exact same thing.
Welcome to my home, brother. Holy moly, the bastard's rich!
He's just too bitter and too bland to make us care. Even when he got his revenge by building a baby translator, it didn't really hit. He's not a train wreck, but he's definitely a wasted opportunity. And in a town like Springfield, that's saying something.
Marco! Hello.
Will you kids shut up?
Then there's Cookie Kwan. Yeah, remember her? She's on the west side. Always. That's her whole identity. Cookie could have been a great satire of aggressive realtors, but she doesn't appear often enough to leave a mark. And when she does, it's just loud. Loud and kind of pointless.
Hi, Marge. Stay off the west side.
She doesn't really do anything except show up once every few years to scream about real estate. Honestly, the house she's trying to sell has more depth than she does. Oh, and don't think we forgot Dolph. You know, one of the bullies that hangs out with Jimbo and Kearney. We don't hate Dolph, mostly because there's nothing there to hate. He's just around. He mumbles a line here and there, maybe laughs, and someone gets pantsed, and then disappears.
Back it up, or the photocopier eats it!
If he ever has a solo episode, we must have blinked and missed it. He's the NPC of bullies, which lands him squarely at the bottom.
Al fresco.
Now we head to slightly better territory. Welcome to the D tier. These characters still kinda suck, but they might make you chuckle once or twice. Leading off is Luigi Rosado. The man runs Springfield's Italian restaurant, but his character is just one long stereotypical accent. He breaks the fourth wall a lot, which could be fun, but the jokes almost never land.
We asked, could we make it? We never asked, should we make it?
He's not offensively bad, just painfully one note. Every line is either about spaghetti or how dumb his customers are. Also, someone please explain how he stays in business when the food is constantly catching fire.
Oh, if I knew that mobsters like Italian food, I would have stuck to the sushi.
Coming up next is Gil Gunderson. Poor Gil. The man is walking with bad luck. He's always unemployed, always desperate, and always one bad day away from complete collapse. And while that was kind of funny at first, it got old fast. The show keeps dragging him out like a sad clown, and after a while, it just stops being funny. It's like watching someone slip on the same banana peel every single time you see them.
Aw, that was a real beard.
Sarah Wiggum is next, and yeah, you might have forgotten Chief Wiggum even had a wife. That's kind of the problem. Sarah is so underdeveloped that her rare moments of dialogue feel like jump scares. Occasionally, the show tries to give her a plot, like when they teased she used to be a crook, but it never sticks. She's just a prop in her own house. Even Ralph has more emotional range.
So, have you ever been on a battleship before?
Probably.
Then there's Disco Stu. And look, we want to like Stu, we really do. His gimmick, a guy stuck in the 70s, is funny once, maybe even twice. But after that, it's just the same recycled disco puns over and over. The show's been around since the late 80s. Disco Stu's jokes got stale around season 10.
Disco Stu likes disco music.
We're not saying he needs to reinvent himself, okay? Actually, yeah, that's what we're saying. That's exactly what we're saying. Miss Hoover is right behind him, Lisa's teacher. Her entire character is that she's given up. She's phones in every lesson, doesn't believe in her students, and often looks like she's just counting down the minutes until retirement. That could be funny if it were played up a little more, but it's mostly just depressing. Every time she talks, you can almost hear the sound of a wine bottle opening somewhere off screen. And finally, for D tier, we've got Rainier Wolfcastle. The Arnold Schwarzenegger parody might have had a few iconic moments in the early seasons, especially in those McBain clips, but over time, he became just another washed-up celebrity in Springfield's ever-growing list of B-listers. He's not terrible, he's just kind of a one-joke character who already told that joke 20 years ago.
Time to squash that shutterbug.
Welcome to C tier. We're in the fine territory now. These are the characters who aren't great, but you don't mind them being around. First up is Kearney Zizvich. He's the only one of the three bullies who actually gets some character development. He has a kid, he's been married, he might even be 30. And while that doesn't make a ton of sense, it's kind of hilarious.
Put the book down.
Kearney's this weird blend of middle-aged cynicism and teenage angst, and honestly, that mix kind of works for him. He's not just a bully, he's a full-blown mystery. Then there's Judge Constance Harm. Think Judge Judy, but with a gavel obsession and zero chill. She usually shows up just to ruin Homer's life in some exaggerated courtroom scene. She's a solid authority figure to throw into chaos episodes, but she doesn't exactly bring anything new to the table. Still, she's intense enough to be memorable, which counts for something.
Christmas gift.
Martin Prince Sr. gets a small shout-out next. He's basically just a more fragile, neurotic version of his son, and while he only appears now and then, he somehow manages to be even more unsettling than Martin. Something about his forced politeness and that fragile voice is weirdly haunting, but also kind of hilarious in the right context. He's like if a porcelain doll came to life and got a desk job.
Mother and Father said I can bring a chum. Let's say that chum were you. Ugh, shut up.
Lindsay Neagle makes her appearance next, Springfield's go-to corporate shark. If the show needs a network exec, marketing consultant, or soulless capitalist, Lindsay is your girl. She's like a walking PowerPoint presentation. Not especially funny, but she serves her role well and pops up in just enough episodes to stay relevant. If Springfield had LinkedIn, she'd probably run it.
What's interesting is you'll continue losing money even after you're dead.
All right, next up, Jasper Beardley. Old man with a wooden leg, sleeps in the freezer, tell kids to whittle. Jasper is Springfield's ultimate background weirdo. He doesn't do a lot, but the things he does do are usually just bizarre enough to work. The best part about Jasper is that you never know what he'll say next or if he's even awake. He's one of those characters that's funny by simply existing.
From a summer place, it's the theme. Next!
Ending this part is Comic Book Guy. Yup, we're going there. Look, worst character ever is his catchphrase, but the truth is, he's not that bad. Yes, he's smug, petty, and extremely online before that was even a thing. But that's also what makes him work.
Leave me. I have no patience for buyers, sellers, or parking meter quarter neaters.
Comic Book Guy is the kind of person every nerd knows or has been. His episodes usually involve him learning a valuable lesson or blowing it up completely, and either way, it's kind of entertaining. Moving up, we've got the B tier. This is where the solid characters live. The ones who may not carry entire episodes but never feel out of place when they show up. And kicking things off here is Abe Grandpa Simpson. The man's a walking contradiction, sometimes wise, sometimes completely senile, sometimes yelling at clouds.
Who's laughing now?
He's a lovable mess. His old war stories are either ridiculous or confusing, and we wouldn't have it any other way. When he gets emotional, it actually hits. When he's just shouting nonsense, it still is kind of charming. Next up is Nelson Muntz. The ha-ha bully of Springfield has come a long way. He started off as just another tormentor of Bart, but over time, the show actually gave him layers. Turns out Nelson has a tough home life, dreams, and even moments of kindness, especially with Lisa. That added depth makes him way more than just a punchline machine. He still knocks kids over and puts them in the locker, but we kind of root for him now.
You make me smile with my heart.
Then there's Lenny Leonard. half of Springfield's most underachieving best friend duo. Lenny is simple, strange, and endlessly quotable. His friendship with Carl gives him most of his screen value, but even when he's alone, Lenny has this weird energy that somehow works. Whether he's getting glass in his eye at the nuclear plant or casually dropping unhinged statements, he always delivers something memorable. You don't expect much from Lenny, and that's why he surprises you. And if we're talking about Lenny, then we obviously have to include Carl Carlson. He's the more sensible half of the duo, smart, composed, and kind of a mystery in his own right.
So, which one of these is you?
I have no idea.
Got it. The identity crisis.
He's got an Ivy League degree, but somehow ended up at the Springfield nuclear power plant. His dynamic with Lenny is a highlight, and anytime they get the spotlight, it's usually gold. Carl isn't flashy, but he's quietly one of the most consistent side characters. Time to bring in the big guns. This is A tier. The best of the best that aren't part of that core family, though they're close. Leading the charge is Milhouse Van Houten, the ultimate childhood best friend. Pathetic? Yes. Whiny? Always. But Milhouse's overdramatic energy is exactly what makes him so great. He's the kid who'll cry over a B+, wear flood pants on purpose, and still think he has a shot with Lisa.
Lisa Simpson, what's up?
Get out.
Milhouse is the ultimate underdog, and every time he falls down, we kinda root for him to get back up, even if he immediately falls again. Next up is Ned Flanders, the neighborino that never quits. Flanders started off as the perfect guy Homer couldn't stand and somehow became one of the most layered characters in the show. He's kind, generous, religious, without being preachy, usually, and still manages to show real pain and loss.
I'm cold. So cold.
His wife died, his business failed, and his kids are terrifyingly polite, but Ned just keeps smiling through it all. He's basically the show's moral compass, and it never feels forced. Right behind him is Ralph Wiggum, Springfield's favorite wildcard. Ralph is hard to describe. He's either a misunderstood genius, a confused child, or a space alien in disguise.
Bart's bald mommy is going to die.
Whatever he is, he's hilarious. Whether he's eating paste, sleeping in drawers, or delivering the most random quotes in the show's history. Ralph never fails to steal the scene. You don't understand him, and that's okay. Neither does he. And now, this is it. S tier. The royalty, the icons, the ones who make The Simpsons what it is. First up, Lisa Simpson, the smartest person in town and the only one who seems to know it. Lisa is the show's heart, brain, and conscience all rolled into one. She plays the saxophone, leads protests, runs for office, and still finds time to cry over ponies.
I'll be less stressed. And I'm really freaking stressed.
At her best, she's inspirational. At her worst, she's a smug know-it-all. But even then, she means well. Springfield would fall apart without her, and it almost has. Then there's Bart Simpson, the original troublemaker. He's gone from prank calls to soft emotional moments without even losing that mischievous spark. Bart is the glue of the early seasons, the emotional center of a lot of great episodes, and the reason Eat My Shorts is still funny. He's not a bad kid, just one that lives in a town that keeps daring him to be worse. And that makes for great TV.
You little...
Right after Bart comes Marge Simpson, the Rock, the one holding everything together. Marge is patient, kind, and way too good for the people around her. And yet she never gives up. Whether she's running for mayor, fixing the house, or just trying to keep the family from falling apart, Marge is always the most grounded character in the show. And that makes her absolutely essential.
You must really love me.
I do. With all my heart.
Then comes Maggie Simpson. Yes, Maggie, the baby. Don't be fooled by the pacifier. This kid has saved the family multiple times, taken down a mob boss, and even shot Mr. Burns. She doesn't talk, but she still makes a huge impact. Maggie is proof that you don't need words to be iconic. Just a stare, a pacifier squeak, and perfect timing. And finally, Homer Simpson. Who else? Homer is the face of the show, the beating heart of Springfield, and one of the most iconic TV characters ever made. He's dumb, selfish, impulsive, but also loving, funny, and weirdly profound at times.
The boss sucks, so why shouldn't you?
He's the reason The Simpsons works. Without Homer, none of this exists, and for that, he takes the crown. Worst to best, cat ladies to clueless dads. That's Springfield for you. One town, hundreds of weirdos, and somehow every single one of them matters. What do you think about these characters? Share your thoughts in the comments below.